guys ever seen pictures of junkyards in Dubai?
No.
It's the most insane thing because it's like
Is it just S-Class Mercedes?
yeah,
just
it's
everywhere.
just Ferrari. It's just supercars that no one's taken care of and thrown in a junkyard.
That's pretty funny.
It's like this junkyard. The cars in this junkyard collectively are worth $1.5 billion.
Right.
Yeah.
I have this poor man dream of like, oh, I'm gonna be so balling out of control. I'm gonna get like a new pair of underwear for every day of the year. They're just like, I have a new Mercedes for every single day of the decade.
You want 300?
Can you imagine? I feel like that's pretty attainable. Just don't go with the super like expensive
Wait,
underwear.
hang on though. Wait, no. Can we dig into
I
this?
just throw a Kia Soul into the trash every day.
What? No, wait,
I
no.
just set
I'm
it
getting
into
back. No,
neutral,
I'm
let it
getting
fly
back
off
to your
a cliff.
underwear like desires
Yeah.
here because.
We all,
Are
we all
you
have
saying
them.
you want them as one-time use situation?
I'm saying I go into a BJ's on January 1. I get a pallet of pristine boxer briefs. I walk out of there. The trunk is loaded. I can't even look out the back window. And you know what? I have no intention of looking out the back window. I'm looking toward the future.
You're not looking back.
I have things settled out.
Right.
So every week, I'm going to have just, deploy the fresh, machine-washed boxer briefs.
Right.
And then, end of the day, throw them in the garbage.
You're not looking back to that dark past where you had to wash your underwear.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Is it a time
I will get a
savings thing?
fireplace and just throw them in there.
Oh,
it seems dumb, but
you
like
incinerate
burn
the
it.
sins.
I don't want to dispute it because it's actually brilliant.
I would
like-
love not to do laundry. That seems like a great first
But
step.
no, but you still have to do laundry. Unless are you buying enough clothes to always one-time use all the rest of your clothes?
That's like really balling out of control once we get
Here's
to
the
like
thing, though. When
episode
you're at that,
1000.
what if you hit the shirt that you like really like?
No, see, that's the thing. I'll have my treasure trove of Brockhampton merchandise.
Yeah.
Will you wear only Brockhampton merchandise and then the one Aloha shirt from Terrace House?
Yeah, I was talking about this with Crystal. Like, there's a segment of the population called low heads in New York, which are people that wear polo from head to toe. Like, they got a hat, they got the scarf, they got multiple polos, the puffer jacket, the bigger puffer jacket, the belt, all the jeans, and then the socks and the shoes. So, like, from head to toe, the whole idea is how many pieces of polo garments can you stack sky high?
See, here's my thing. That doesn't seem like a brand where that would happen to. Like, I know that happens to like Supreme and stuff, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But
These
Polo?
were the original hype beasts.
Yeah.
Really?
These were back in the 90s and
that's
80s,
true.
you know what I mean? Before the internet, that's how underground they were about it. It was a real
It's like the.
It's hard to spread shit like that before the internet.
it was a real aficionado movement of like you just know what block to be on for all these crazy polo obsessed people.
How fast do you think they could spread a trend like that before the internet? Like, do you think it actually took months, or is like one guy see one guy do it?
I would hope it would take months and not instantaneously. It's like in a
think
matter of weeks, everybody's into polo. Everybody polo and head to toe.
I think the thing is it would both start up slower but then last longer, whereas everything now would just go up in a flash of a pan and be gone by next week.
Because you're really into it, you'd have to seek it out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess New York would be a perfect place for that though. Early on, because you have just such the density of people, you can like you could actually run into somebody walking down the street instead of just randomly finding them somehow through the phone book.
You see this dude waddling around because he's 15 layers deep, and you're just like, where are you going?
15.
And he's like going to 8th and 30th because that's where they hang.
Certainly not a hot place.
I just pulled random numbers, and I have no idea what that even means.
30th?
Wow, I actually live on.
Is that your address?
I'm not going to tell you which street I live on, and it's not one of those for sure. Not, but yeah, 8th and 3rd. There's
8th and 30th.
8th and 30th. Oh, you're deep in Little India. It's seriously, yeah. Well, that's like Lexington and 30th.
They're way into equestrian sports. I feel like I'm pretty accurate.
Yeah,
on this
it's
one.
like Little India plus Little Equestria. And there's just a bunch of horses. There's a bunch of horses over there, or up there.
It's just a bunch of little horses, or just full-size horses?
Yeah, no, full-size horses, but there's a small amount of them. That's it. You can't explain the unexplainable things, just like you can't explain that this is episode 53 of Blackmail Material.
Oh, working it in, I see.
I'm
downtown.
Oh, from downtown, Steph Curry. But
speaking of switching it up, I've become a pancake person.
Were you?
I
what,
used to be.
Were
French
you
I used to be
anti-pancake?
I used to be pro waffle.
Oh,
I was like, is this a position a person can have?
This was like in the era of MySpace days where it was like, oh, are you a waffle or a pancake person? Which one's in your top 9?
Wow.
I was a
Wait, your
waffle
MySpace
person.
Hang
profile?
on. Can we talk about how much had we solved every other problem on Earth at the time that all that we had to do was argue about pancakes versus waffles?
I also had to figure out like how many Naruto characters were in my top 9 and which ones they were. I'll go over some of them now. Okay, there was Kakashi in there. Rock Lee was a very definite force. I thought I was a Gaara kid for a while, and then I realized that people who identify as Gaara people are the worst. And they just live on Tumblr now, so you know what I mean?
Well, do they still live on Tumblr? Because all the slash fiction's gone.
It's a great question. I don't know. There must be some sort of...
intrinsically connected.
There has to be an erotic exodus. I don't know where...
They're migrating to... they're migrating to some other platform.
Yo, dude,
That's what I'm saying,
They're outside
right?
right now. I hear him.
Like, there's a water...
Just pounding on
like-
the door.
It's a water tower. There are holes in the bottom, and the water has to leak somewhere. It's heading through like the internet sewer right now, where it pools and turns into some sort of like horrible lake of erotica. I don't know, but I kind of want to know where it is. I just want to know that they have a home out there.
Where's the new erotica?
You kind of don't want them to be homeless and just have it dispersed throughout the whole
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I feel like Tumblr was the safe
Need a place.
sandbox where it's like, okay, I can make it a squeaky clean experience of like Overwatch memes, and then know that if I flip a switch, it'll just become like Overwatch hentai. I'm glad that it was there, and I knew how I could like engage it, as opposed to now. I'm just constantly worried I'm going to happen upon
Right.
this trove of horrible
right.
slash fic.
It's you know what it is? Here's the analogy.
Wait, that's really
No,
funny. I haven't-
the analogy is this: is that like there's ISIS, they formed that country, and always the concern was that if you destroy the country, you'll just throw them to the wind and they'll be all over.
That's
Right.
exactly
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I
and
want-
honestly, it's just as dangerous.
I want a red light district where I know where it is and I can engage with it when I want.
Right.
As opposed to now, no idea. It's just
as
thrown
opposed
in the
to a
wind.
bunch of multicolored districts, and then they're just a landmine, but you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I have
Behind
no
this
idea.
door, you open, you're like, oh, slowly close it again.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like the idea that Tumblr was just this like blog website where there was a little switch in the top that like flicked on, and like everything you're looking at instantly had like a dark side, you know, like
Yeah.
the upside down, right? It's like you're looking at Naruto shit, and then you like flip the switch, and it's like Naruto porn.
yeah.
Like everything has a dark side.
It's a toggle switch in the top right that
Yeah.
just says, you nasty.
right,
And it's like, yes, no.
Right.
I'm like, obviously.
like the author page,
Just
is,
not
like,
at
if you're
the
authoring
office.
It's like requires you need to like
What
write
else is
an
on
erotic
Tumblr
fan fiction.
besides
Yes.
weird
Like,
okay, yeah.
What was on Tumblr? Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, as I said
Yes.
that, I'm like,
A lot of it.
a lot of it was on there.
And it's always piping hot.
so I honestly don't get Tumblr. I never really did.
Neither
Is it
did
just
I.
like Stumble Upon,
No, I
but
don't
it
think
has
so.
a stronger community? I
Man,
don't know.
stumble upon something I haven't thought of in a long time, but
feel
I
like it's
do
just-
miss it.
How do you search anything on Tumblr? I have no idea. I'll just
I
click on
think
links
there's a
from
search.
just clicked on links from Reddit.
I feel like it's the same thing as Reddit, where Reddit becomes personalized to you because you search up a couple of hashtags, you get your feed going, and then there are like reblogs, and then you slowly just expand your network until it becomes like supremely customized to you.
Yeah.
So it's like the reblogging is the mechanism,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
basically.
upvoting and downvoting.
What do I have?
Yeah,
That's
no.
insane.
Kind of seemed like an interesting take on like Stumble Upon / GeoCities, because all the Tumblr pages I
what
know had
was
like
GeoCities?
different
I have
like.
no idea what that was, and people bring it up once every 17 months.
Oh, you see, Kevin's leaning in. I know he wants to
I
explain.
think it's basically the equivalent of like groups on Facebook.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, basically a GeoCities page. Back in
thought it
the
was-
age of like AOL keywords.
Is it that old?
Oh,
Yeah, it's in that era.
I thought it was just
Oh.
like an early. You could put in HTML and have your own like something.geocities.com page, and then a lot of people used it like a Facebook group. They would create like these websites.
This was like
I'm pretty sure. I
a
think,
little
well,
bit before our time, I think. I think we were
Yeah, it
all
was.
small children,
Yeah,
not yet corrupted
Right.
by the internet.
and I definitely still had
I-
dial up.
I-
I couldn't even do anything fast at all.
Yeah, I honestly thought it had to do with, was it geocaching? There's like weird
Oh, yeah.
scavenger hunts with like
Yeah.
I
Yeah, where
honestly
people hide
thought that's
little
what
trinkets.
GeoCities was.
Are there still people doing that?
I'm sure.
God, I hope not.
Gotta hope so.
That seems well. See, it always
I'm
seemed like an
sure
interesting.
It's probably easier now. You just need like an app on your phone.
I've just found this gachapon thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or I found this used condom in a tree stump. Cool.
I think you're. I think you're doing geotagging wrong.
I feel like that's what it would devolve into, right? Someone would leave something cool, like, oh, here's a cool decorative frisbee.
Yeah.
And then, the next person goes in there and they're just totally trolling. It's like, oh, here's all my dryer lint.
It's just like a lot of work to troll that hard, It's just like, man, I've scoured the globe for months to find this geocache.
The best thing to do would be to replace it with something extremely heavy. You know what I mean? Like here's 17 pounds of raw iron.
Here's
here's
$28 in nickels.
Isn't the
like something incredibly inconvenient? It's like, why did you put this here?
Why did you slug this 10 pounds of nickels into the rainforest?
See, now I'm thinking about Persona. So in Persona, there's like there's a
tangent to anime.
Of
Here's
our
the thing.
podcast.
There's
ISIS, Persona, Tumblr board. We've done it all.
So there are side quests in the game where basically you infiltrate the hearts of corrupted people. So it's like, oh, here's a guy that's extorting his 7-Eleven employees out of money.
Yeah.
So then you go into this dungeon and eradicate his inner demon. So then he comes back into the real world and confesses for his sins and goes to jail.
It's like the Pulp Fiction scene.
Yeah. So I want to go into the Mementos universe and find the person that's just trolling geocaching. Find the person that left the satchel of nickels. It's like, dude, what the fuck's your problem, man? We gotta destroy you with our personas. I want to know who this savage is, but there's definitely someone that is just ruining geocaching for people.
I'm sure there's an army of people ruining geocaching for an army of other people.
Supremely bitter people just ruining the fun little game.
How many parent-child experiences do you think have been ruined
exactly what
by
I'm
geocaching
saying.
trolling? If you have a 5-year-old and you're trying to get them into geocaching, do you go to this place first and make sure it's okay before you do it? And then it's like, God damn it, now I have to go back home, drive back to the park, and hope it's still there.
You definitely have to scout early Saturday morning so that when you go into the park Saturday afternoon with your child, you got to make sure it's not like a rotten apple with some marijuana residue in it.
Man, I was so worried about what you were going to say, but I was either is it a dead body? Is it?
What the fuck are these geocaches enormous?
Wait, also,
how big of a box is this?
You geotag.
They're not that hard. Not that hard to find. It's like a 1 cubic meter box. That's pretty easy to find.
Is that how big they are?
No. I'm saying that's what it would be to hide a body in it. They're like little things. They're like 3 inches by an inch. They're like little.
You put a keychain in there.
Right. Or like a little shrink it thing.
Yeah,
one of those
1 cubic meter box is humongous.
I know. Well, you guys are talking about hiding 100 pounds of nickels. That's a lot.
Well,
you can fit a lot of nickels into a small bag.
Here's my question. Hey Siri, how much would $28 in nickels weigh?
It's actually a good question.
I found this on the web. For how much would $28 in nickels weigh?
She doesn't know off the top of her head.
Useless.
What?
God.
God damn it.
Sorry.
This is why we like Alexa better.
Yeah, there's an Amazon Echo in the other room.
Echo! It didn't give you anything?
You want me to ask it?
No.
It didn't give you anything?
It sent me a thing of how much does a nickel weigh.
Yeah, we're not trying to do...
28.
Well, why did we create natural language processing and AI if they were going to make us do the math?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean...
I just want Siri to say, enough to give someone a concussion. Because it knows me.
That's true. It'd be like a dark joke.
Why else
the
would
Echoes,
you
I think, are better
much?
at the logic than Siri. Because I think the Echo might be able to put it together for how many nickels you need to beat someone to death in a song.
It's like, how much does 20 nickels weigh? It's like, enough if you shove your face, you'll die.
Wolfram Alpha might be the
die.
application for this, actually.
Did you hear that story about the kid who got caught cheating on his homework by Amazon Alexa?
What?
His mom just looked up the history and it was just like, hey Alexa, what's 2 plus 10? And Alexa would tell him, and he would write it down because he has the easy math homework,
Oh, preschool crime.
Yep.
Damn.
He's foiled by the internet. Kids.
Alexa's a narc.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew.
Right.
Well, I told you guys the thing where you could go back through the history and play all the commands.
Yeah.
Alexa's a narc.
Yeah.
Why would you keep that in your house?
But yeah, I think it's fun. If you're a kid, right, you have an Amazon Echo. It's almost like it's magic. You don't understand how it works. You just know that if you say something, it says something back to you. So the kid's aha, the perfect crime. Just going to say anything into this box. And the internet is a thing.
I feel like that was basically in... Did you ever see the ad for the first ad for the Amazon Echo?
No.
It was... And I think I've brought this up to you. But why the fuck does Amazon have, the worst marketing department of any company that's like as big as it is. It's surprisingly awful. But like,
I don't know.
The ad for the Amazon Echo was basically the story of a really sad, incredibly nerdy father frustrating the shit out of his family by getting a robot microphone installed in their home.
Oh, yeah.
Including one scene where he bursts into the room and is like, Alexa, how tall is Mount Everest?
Right.
Like, he needs to know right now.
Like,
it's the worst ad.
They're like, these are the realistic scenarios.
This is the worst ad.
But no, but that's one of the scenes. So I think a kid cheating on... One of, like, the featured applications is having your 12-year-old cheat on their math homework.
The kid cheating system.
Yeah.
I mean...
I like the idea that you'd be like, I need to know how tall Mount Everest how tall Mount Everest is right now.
Wow, that really hit the back of the throat right there. That really gummed up the works.
I figured I'd just embrace it and keep going. Well, what's more important on the internet, really?
Sponsorships.
Money.
Totino sponsorships.
Red Bull sponsorships.
Yeah, Totino's or Red Bull would be the dream sponsorship, I think.
Is it Totinos or Tostitos? Are we talking about different things?
Tostitos are the chips.
Yes, that's a chip.
What are you talking about? Because that's what I thought you've been talking about this whole time.
Pizza rolls.
Totino's pizza rolls.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you've been talking about the Tostitos, but we're mispronouncing it.
Wait, you're like, Kevin's like, I really can't wait to go home and put some Tostitos in the oven. You're like, why would you put chips in the oven?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, but I just let him roll with it.
These hot dippable chips.
Right.
I need this salsa hot.
I mean, it kind of works.
Yo, real talk, did you know that in the middle of the Tostitos logo, there's two dudes sharing a giant chip over a bowl of salsa?
What?
If you look at the Tostitos logo...
I'm looking this up right now.
Right?
Wait, what?
Because you've never stared at a Tostitos bag that hard, because I've never gotten that high.
I was going to say, you're from California, where that...
But there's just a straight up, like, a Fresca in the middle of the Tostitos logo.
Wait, can I see this? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's just two dudes sharing a giant chip.
That's way cool.
You know what I mean?
What is it? The O
really?
The O is the salsa.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like a cool date scene, you know?
No shit.
You show up to the restaurant, you're just like, here, this giant face-sized chip.
We can just edit the picture.
No, we're doing it this way.
It's like when
That's where they are.
It's like when the parents use a cell phone to take a picture of another cell phone in order to show the thing on screen.
Right.
We've just accelerated into like, here, look at it.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
You should just edit me moving the phone towards it and then just cut to it.
Cut out of it.
The picture,
That's like a way cooler than the FedEx logo, which is just an arrow.
Yeah, when I was 7 and I found that out, I was like, it blew my mind.
I was 17 when I found out that there was an arrow hidden within the FedEx logo sign.
I literally found out that Dubai was in the UAE like 2 days ago.
Where did you think it was?
I don't know. I just thought it was its own country, like hanging out there somewhere on the Saudi Arabian peninsula. You know, like this is
for how.
At least you got like the area kind of.
I was about to say for how cavalier they are with just like, hey, I made a giant sand sculpture that's representative of the world map. It's like, they sound like their own country. They sound like they don't give a fuck.
A country made entire like
Dubai.
If you could,
UAE is Dubai.
Dubai is like. If you could do all of the cocaine on Earth, and then play SimCity 2000 with a desert setting.
That's
you would get Dubai.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how do you think they build those buildings in SimCity?
Yeah.
Slaves. Just like the real Dubai.
Yeah. A coke addict with SimCity, basically.
Yeah. Is SimCity still around?
Yeah.
I think people have moved on to city skylines. My roommate's he's big into the city skylines thing.
That's right.
You can get real nitty gritty into like, creating a 5-tiered overpass, underpass highway situation.
That actually sounds fun.
And
it does not.
No?
It sounds terrible.
It sounds like it would be a game that would be really relaxing.
Well, in that game, you have to run.
What world is that relaxing?
It's like designing, getting like super detailed.
If you were a city planner,
I guess I could understand the cathartic nature of I live in Los Angeles, so I want to create some utopian future where the traffic works, and instead of like,
which will never happen.
Instead of 4 apocalyptic lanes, it's 10, so people can actually commute.
Which now they know
doesn't help. It doesn't help. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually makes it worse.
Right. More lanes of traffic makes it worse.
But they started doing all those lane expansions, and they're like, well, we can't stop now.
They're like, this makes sense if you think about it for 5 seconds, but then if you think about it for 20 seconds, it doesn't make any sense.
It'll help for like
most
3 days,
right.
and then it will like be worse.
Like on the surface, it makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about someone who like tries to merge from like far left all the way to far right, and then we all die.
That's the problem. Yeah.
It's already bad.
And then anytime you'll have to condense the lanes, which you'll eventually have to do, it'll get completely fucked again. Like, there's no point.
So do we have to do like tunnels, right? Is Elon right?
You need subways.
Yeah.
That's what you need. But it's hard in a place where there's earthquakes. That's the thing.
He says that like the earthquakes are more dangerous at the surface level because things are like rotating and then wiggling and then will fall over as opposed to
I think it's not great to carve under the ground that's holding up the things that are wiggling.
I mean, it's already
my guess.
It's already fucking Swiss cheese. Who the fuck knows what's going on
down there?
Actually, Oklahoma is where they did that now. Now Oklahoma gets more earthquakes than California.
What?
Is that what happened?
Why?
So many times that it's just there's no it basically is Swiss cheese.
And there's just gasoline in the water now.
Yeah, you could set everything on fire.
Wow.
Sick. That sounds like...
Here's the thing, like, Oklahoma could burn down, though, and none of us would notice.
Fair. Teenage me would be way into it, man. Just burning
fracking?
shit constantly.
Oh.
No, just earning...
It's like, teenage me would be really into fracking. It's like, what?
No.
Yeah, alternative fuel sources.
Were you like a pyromaniac kid, too?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Did you still, like, get fireworks and just fuck around with them?
I think fireworks are basically like top tier contraband in California. Because,
no, maybe in Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania again.
Because of the wildfires.
The Texas of the Northeast.
Yeah, any stray firework will just light half the state on fire.
Yeah, but we get rain, so we can do whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, in Seattle or in Washington, they arrested like a 17-year-old kid for burning down however many millions of acres of forest by lighting a firework. They traced it down to like
one kid.
Yeah.
Can't you do it like on the beach?
They did,
though?
and they prosecuted him.
Like Oregon,
it's down to one. They can narrow that shit down.
I don't know how they did it, but
I guess
apparently
there's a fire detective scientist person who's just like, nope, it's this.
Right. Yeah. And one kid was like shaking, just like, fuck. God damn it. Oh, God, I just burned down like a million acres. I burned down a million acres.
It's always like meth heads start those fires.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It'd be someone like trying to...
Because you'd have to be so stupid at this point.
Just heat up a spoon.
Like, after the past, 5 years of all these wildfires, you'd have to be so dumb to live on the West Coast and start a fire in a forest.
Yeah, well, the kid launched a firework off, a cliff.
God.
And he showered the forest with,
Do you know how bad
fire.
They punished that kid? Is it like...
It's pretty bad.
So he was underage. He was a juvenile.
I hope that killed him. I guess that helps.
So they fined him $5 million or something.
So your finances are fucked forever.
Yeah.
So it's like when they send you they sentence you to 186 years in jail. It's like, no, for all of it.
Yeah.
It's like you get 30 consecutive life sentences.
Right.
It's like
so it's like, is there a point?
So $5 million in fines?
Yeah, I think so.
Go to jail?
I don't think he went to jail. I
don't know.
God, if you're $5 million in the hole
at
forever,
16,
you're
fucked.
You're fucked forever, right?
It's like a payment plan, I suppose. Because obviously the kid doesn't have $5 million.
I always wondered this, and I never want to get sued. But what happens?
Okay.
Where does that money come from? Whether you get sued for millions of dollars, do you know, insurance pay for
if you lose?
I think they cut you open and just siphon all the bone marrow out of you.
True.
Oh, here's a lung. We'll take that.
Well,
whatever stem cells you got.
Well, you pay all the money in your bank accounts, and then you pay. Then you have to list all of your assets that you own, and then all of that, and then you file for bankruptcy. And then at that point, I think that's it. That's all they get.
I thought your homeowner's insurance does it or something.
I don't think so.
I thought you would just get siphon every paycheck from here till the end of time.
Oh, I see. I think the homeowner's insurance kit covers it at first. So if somebody slips and falls in your house, and you have homeowner's insurance, those insurance will pay some amount, and then I guess it could sue you, and then you would pay for the rest of it what insurance doesn't cover.
Well, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. So get homeowners.
Don't burn down the forest of.
Yeah, and get homeowners insurance so your dick neighbor Tim doesn't slip on your walkway and sue you for $1 million.
Can we just talk about fuck all Tims? They're the worst.
Yeah, especially the shoes.
Tim's? Oh, like Timberlands.
Yeah,
that's sacrilegious. You are a New York resident. How did you say that?
Yeah, wait, what the wow?
You need to leave your apartment.
You're getting evicted as we speak for that comment. They heard that.
No, I rent insurance.
That's a shoe in New York. You can't talk yang about Tim's.
Yeah,
don't I know?
I have Tim's.
I'm gonna get fucking truck stomped.
I got free Tim's for my last job.
How? That's like 150. That's expensive.
It was
your last job at the pharmaceutical company.
You do not seem
my steel tip boots. I got Tim's work boots. They're like $200 for free.
Wow. Science is more hardcore than I thought.
Goddamn.
I'm on my third pair of steel-toed shoes. So
what could you drop?
What the fuck is happening in there? Are they just supposing that giant lab equipment could fall?
Well, my old job, I had to move 500-liter things of liquid around, so it's essentially like pushing around small cars all day. was part of my job.
Can you imagine you walk into the pharmaceutical company, they're like, all right, here's your steel toe boots, like here's a bulletproof vest, here's this standard operating procedure.
Yeah, I was about to say,
fuck do I need a bulletproof vest?
Wow,
for?
you actually got 2 out of the 3.
A lab coat
good.
plus Tim's combo is actually like the sick fall winter look of 2019.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
yo,
Dave's-
what's good?
Actually,
Dave's actually a hype beast.
It's just a bandolier with that crazy like
True.
dipstick that just like precisely.
a pipette.
Yeah, pipette.
A supreme pipette.
Yeah, it's a Supreme pipette,
They actually make little sleeves for pipettes.
and it's just full of lean.
Dave injects lean into his veins.
500 microliters of lean.
Lean.
I need it.
Straight to your veins.
Yeah, I'm running an experiment on microdosing of lean.
right.
Do people in your
I need
world
this
do
purified
microdosing?
Sprite.
Microdosing of lean?
Your
Microdosing of what?
What world do you
What
think?
world?
What
You work
world?
at Amazon. That's what I mean.
What would
What
they
are you saying on
microdose?
Amazon?
What would they
I
microdose?
thought that was what like the new thing in like software engineering. It's like microdosing of LSD all the time. Isn't that their thing?
I don't think that's software
Amazon
engineering.
that lit?
I've heard that was like a research topic by some dude in like
Apparently,
Stanford.
everyone
but
in Silicon Valley is just on acid all the time now, but a really little bit.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and claim that's a myth.
I
And
think
possibly just a scene from Silicon Valley.
I think you could sue him for libel.
I can.
I
Actually,
was- it
I'm
was a
gonna.
question.
You wanted to get sued, right?
Yeah, you're a public figure.
I
now.
now declare you sued.
Julian is watching this podcast, tearing his hair out, being like, "No,
Dave, don't pay him. That's not how it works. You gotta take him to court.
it's not how that works." Yo,
Yeah.
I got a great court story for you, though.
You know what's really good?
Wait,
Slamming coffee mugs that are empty during an audio recording. That's still bad.
sorry. Anyway, it should be fine.
I
No.
need help. Just random. I say the word "yikes" too much as like an exclamation.
Here's my thing.
I need substitutions for the word "yikes."
Yikes.
I need replacements. Just like, oh, someone slipped on some ice and like fell down real hard.
My first question is:
Yikes.
Are you Wile E. Coyote?
Wait,
Do you live in a newspaper comic in 1947
how do you say yikes?
with an
So-
exclamation point?
No, just like
What's the tone?
someone just built really a
All right.
high tower in Fortnite,
Uh-huh.
and then they got shot out with a 50 count. It's like yikes.
Oh, I see.
I have
very-
heard him
it's a
say
very-
"yikes"
oh,
on the
okay.
podcast.
Yeah,
actually.
it's a very low key, subtle thing.
Right.
It's not like exclamation mark like Looney Tune style. It's just
Right,
like yikes. I think
You need a new word?
I think equivalents would be like bruh. Bruh.
Wait,
What?
hang on. Bruh, is your equivalent to "yikes"?
Yeah, it could be just like bruh, like you fucked up real bad.
Okay, I mean, I kind of get what he's.
I basically
Oh, it's a shame.
Queen?
Yeah.
if we could stray away from Family Guy humor in the year 2018, that's a Family Guy thing, right?
Is it?
Is it?
Oh no.
I thought
Oh,
it was.
really?
It's that child molester guy in the bathroom.
Oh. Wow, I didn't even.
Quiggle?
I
What's his
didn't
name?
really watch
Dude,
that.
yeah.
Quagmire.
Oh.
No. There's like an old dude in a
Oh.
bathrobe who's like the whole joke is that he's a pedophile
Wow.
constantly.
Oh.
You've got the Family Guy so
Oh.
deep in the veins that like you barely even remember.
I don't even remember watching Family Guy.
I
That's how
know,
deep
I've,
it goes.
Were any of us fans of Family Guy?
I watched it a lot as a kid because like that's
was
all
like-
that was on.
It was like that was that edgy TV show, right? The
oh
one
yeah,
that, like,
I
had the
thought it was
edgy
very
jokes.
smart.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Which-
in a world where South Park exists, when Family Guy is the edgy
Right.
cartoon, I
Right.
think you've got some things wrong.
Man,
Yeah.
I was about to search up pedophile from Family Guy, and then I saw
what
the
the
best.
fuck?
I saw the best.
Oh no!
I saw the best white elephant gift. So basically,
That's really
this
funny.
is a
Wait, hang on. That thought
That's pretty funny.
is
yeah.
insane.
So this is a sequin pillow where you know those sequin pillows where like if you rub it, it turns into like a different color of sequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because it flips
so
over.
this one right here, going back to the old man display mode, it looks like a red sequin pillow, and
Yeah.
then
Show us.
and then when you rub across it, it reveals a collage of Nicolas Cage faces.
says happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's
amazing.
And then there are several varieties where it's different Nicolas Cage memes, like here's Nicolas Cage's face on a cat. If you're looking for a gift under $25, I think a Nicolas Cage transforming pillow.
Are we doing White Elephant this year?
Dude, it's
What?
December 27th, dog.
Oh fuck! You're right.
we missed the boat.
We're a little late on that one.
Yo, but we got merch though. Blackmail Material pillows. You imagine?
Is it gonna say Blackmail Material and then the other side is Nicolas Cage's face?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
In the meme text.
Nicolas Cage from Mandy.
Impact font white with a black border. Yeah. What a terrible white elephant gift that's just Nick Cage says happy birthday.
God, there's been some awful white elephant gifts in the past, but I think that's actually a pretty good one.
This year I went to a thrift store for white elephant and I got a hand-carved camel. He had his genitals too, like he had balls. Like
anatomical.
It was anatomical.
Store the water, but
right. The big one on top, right? Yeah. Anyway.
The creepy old lady at the office gave me a game of Twister.
Wait, really?
She was talking about how she was really into it as a kid, and I was so uncomfortable.
You were like, yikes.
Yeah, exactly. Yikes.
Is that true, really? That's a true story?
Yeah.
That's also insane and crazy.
I have a shrink-wrapped copy of Twister in my office currently. If any of you want a game of Twister, I will be happy to ship it out of my
it's still in your office?
Yeah.
So, just in case at work, emergency Twister needs to occur.
Yeah, just in case I need to do some networking, just go into the elevator lobby, just deploy Twister.
A worse Twister thing is, there was a bar that I used to go to in college. It was like a hipster bar, and they just had Twister dots permanently painted onto the floor of the bar.
Oh, God. Can you imagine touching a bar floor to play Twister? I'm just imagining a dive bar.
With random people you met in public.
Yeah. I don't even want to look at a bar floor.
Your clothes get real dirty afterward. That's a bad scene.
Some scummy people went to that bar, so they probably did not care.
Ooh, gross. Yeah, what were you saying before? You want advice on something? Oh, you have a court story.
Oh, so this is great. My uncle is a photographer in San Francisco, right?
Okay.
He's actually got some pretty famous photos. Like he had photos in the Louvre for a little while. But
interesting.
Over the past few years, he's taken a lot of photos of stuff like BDSM stuff and shit, right?
Okay.
Hot.
So he took some...
Yikes.
Yeah, right. So, he took these, BDSM photos, and he gets, releases from everybody, because he's been doing this for 57 years.
He's a professional.
Yeah, right. He's been doing it, since he was 27. He's, 73. But, he took all these photos, and including this one picture of this woman. This is, 6 weeks ago, whatever. And now, she says... she wants to sue him for the licensing or whatever of the photo.
Okay.
Right? She's in a full GIMP outfit, and you can't see her face. Right?
Yeah.
And here's what's better. She's a judge in San Francisco small claims court.
So wait, your uncle took a BDSM picture of a judge in a GIMP outfit, and she wants to sue him for rights.
You can't see
for
her
licensing
face.
Rights. Huh.
I'm just imagining it's Judge Judy, because when I think TV judge, that's
true.
all I'm thinking about.
Small
is
Claims
Judge
Corp.
Judy.
Right.
Yeah.
So imagine Judge Judy in a GIMP outfit suing a photographer for taking the picture.
Judge Judy is thick, I will say. I've conducted a Google image search. She's thick.
How old is Judge Judy?
Why did you type that into Google Images? There's a lot of questions here.
It was just
testify.
It was just what do you think Judge Judy looks like on a day where she's not shooting the show?
Or in the judge
You know
thing?
what I mean? It's a lot of polos, some boat shoes. And I was just damn, all right, Judge Judy.
She's a polo hype beast.
She's rich as fuck, right?
Yeah.
So
I think so.
I was just wondering, what does Judge Judy look like? Does she look like she's balling out of
A
control?
Google image search of what does Judge Judy look like in day-to-day life seems like it would be from a comedy sketch of an IT guy who's weird setting up a network connection. To
See, the thing is,
what does Judge Judy look like? Okay, we'll have to do a quick test of your network. And you just see him enter in, what does Judge Judy look like?
The thing is, now the photo collection of Judge Judy Erotica used to live on Tumblr. But now I don't know where it lives.
It's dispersed everywhere. Like ISIS.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I have no idea anymore.
Judge Judy ISIS.
Oh my God! Wait, I have a great thing. Just like a tidbit.
Off of Judge Judy.
No,
ISIS?
off of ISIS.
Off of ISIS.
Right. So
Fantastic.
I was driving back from Maryland today, and we stopped at one of those halfway houses. Not halfway houses. The thing in the middle of the road with the bathrooms and the food.
A truck stop.
We stopped at a
halfway
truck.
house is when you get out of jail.
Yeah, same thing, right? So
sometimes, yes, pretty striking similarities.
So I'm walking to the bathroom. This is in Maryland. Nothing crazy. So I'm walking to the bathroom, and I see a dude with 2 kids. And he's has both of his boys in his hand. And going to the bathroom. He turns, And on his shirt, it's an all black shirt with white lettering that says "Share around with ISIS," and then there was just a big picture of a bullet on it. So imagine like a 50 cal shell, huge, just like took up his whole shirt, just a big bullet, and said "Share around with ISIS." And then I
get it.
I get it too, but that's kind of
it's very dark.
Very dark.
It's
right?
very aggressive.
And he had like 2 little kids.
I mean,
like, what are those kids gonna grow up to think?
Probably to shoot ISIS with artillery shells.
Yeah, it was like a big bullet.
Yikes. See, exactly. Yikes is a very versatile thing.
No, I think it's apt here.
I think I'm going to start saying it now.
I say it very often, and I need substitutions.
You need
for
to chill out on the yikes front.
Exactly.
Okay.
I say it too often. I need.
True.
What would you like? What do you say in that situation?
Whoa.
Actually,
what would you say?
Honestly, yikes is apt.
It's perfect.
I would probably
right?
say damn. I don't know. I don't
Damn.
really. Yeah. Oh, damn.
I was like,
Yeah.
honestly, for that one.
Yeah, it's got an onomatopoeia sort of appeal to it.
Yeah.
I respect that.
What is the onomatopoeia for? I thought it's just
Like-
I thought it's just bracket parenthesis sound.
See, the thing is,
bracket.
if I could like throw up emojis in the air and it's just like that one emoji where it's just like the teeth just like out, you know, that would be the appropriate
Just
reaction.
So I think it's just boot up the Emoji Movie, skip to that point, pause, show it, put down phone.
I should just bring a ping pong paddle and just have the emoji on it, and I
Just lift it up.
raise it up.
So does that mean you need to bring around a bag of ping pong paddles?
You know,
different
you
emojis?
need that one. Okay.
yeah.
I meant-
Actually, a bandolier of ping pong paddles with different emojis for very specific situations sounds all right. You know,
everyone's.
So
I
it's,
could get-
God, for the hype beast look for 2019. Live
true.
coat,
True.
Tibbs,
Yep.
pipette full of lead, and
Yeah.
a bandolier of
Ping pong paddle with
emojis.
emojis on it.
Is there anything else for this look? I think
gonna be lit.
ski goggles is the last bit.
Right.
Nah, I think that's, fall 2016. I think we're past that now.
What else do we
Dog,
got?
do you even streetwear anymore?
I think a ping pong paddle with I think I could get pretty far with about 5 emojis. I think I could get pretty far.
I'll admit, I use Bitmojis. I don't use any actual emojis.
Bitmojis?
Yeah, that's that Snapchat thing. Christina turned me onto it.
Yeah,
What's
where
a
you like
Bitmoji?
scan your face and it creates an
I think
emoji
you
that
can,
kind of
but-
looks like you.
Just
no.
like customize an avatar. Some of them are actually pretty funny.
So you're getting into AR emojis?
AR.
Real talk though, those kind of look cool.
Yeah,
like
I like this
the
one.
iPhone things where you can
What in the fuck is that?
see that one doesn't really look like you though.
It did at the time.
Wait, is the person on the is it on the left supposed to be you or the right?
Left.
Woo, snap! Oh shit, son!
Oh,
Yikes! It's lit, fam.
some of them are pretty good.
I'm out.
Yeah.
What's your definition of good?
All right.
Awful.
Oh my god.
Well, you know what my definition of good is? Hearing what your guys' is it came from the internet was.
Oh, is it time?
I think it's time. We're an hour and 4 minutes in.
Oh, shit.
I think we're about time for it came
I
from the
think
internet.
35 minutes of this will be usable.
Yeah, we'll cut out the middle.
Man,
Yeah.
you are optimistic.
It's a new year where we got to get that positive outlook.
Right. And speaking of positive outlooks,
Oh, I'll go with the price of anything. It's an HBO doc about the fine art world, and they were talking about how basically modern art became a commodity that generated a gigantic economy of So this documentary basically follows all of the art collectors and dealers and gallery owners and talk about how since the 80s, why are these modern art pieces selling for $30 million?
Right.
yeah.
It's why does this economy operate in the way it does? And it's a pretty fascinating look at it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's called The Price of Anything.
Is a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary on
That
HBO.
actually sounds fantastic.
That sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Basically, they were saying think about all your Renaissance era Picassos and Van Goghs and Monets. There was basically a finite amount of classics, right? So once they are bought up and in personal collections, the fine art world went, fuck, what do? We can't,
Right.
there's only so much supply left. So they thought, well, there's an infinite amount of modern art constantly arriving. So we just need to inject them into the economy and show that these are worthy commodities. And now it's getting to the point where they're on the same level as stocks, bonds, real estate. you get some fine art.
Right.
It's like a
That's
lot
interesting.
Yeah, isn't it kind of like a money laundering thing too?
Yeah, so like they were
Small
talking about
economy.
this one artist from Nigeria, right? Her painting was sold for like $900,000.
Wow.
And then 2 years later, they went back and sold it again for like, over $2 million. And it's like, wait
Wow.
a second. Someone bought my painting to hold it and then flip it.
Yeah.
It is literally the same thing as like I'm flipping a condo.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of think that because of the internet, anything physical has more value, like intrinsically, like to someone's psychology.
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
I think there's some aspect of that to it.
Yeah, in a cool like accompaniment to it, I went to the Philadelphia Art Museum yesterday and seeing like the scale of certain paintings and being able to see the like texture and feel the physicality of certain like pieces, it made a lot of sense. But like the one critique I had about that doc was I wish I knew when a painting sells for like $1 million, how much does the actual artist get versus like what does the gallery get?
Right.
How much is like taxes? How much is transaction fees and all that shit? Like when this lady, her painting gets sold for $900,000, right? Like obviously, and then she finds out it gets sold, right? Obviously, it must hurt on some level to find out that someone bought your painting just as a pure money move and not because they felt impacted by the art. But on some level, you have to realize, like, for you, like, your career has now gone up a tier, right? Like, you are known as an artist that sold and is, like, culturally significant. So, like, you kind of have to make peace with the fact that, like, it's a big money game.
Yeah.
And you can benefit out of it.
Yeah.
But it feels like the artist's place is in a really murky spot.
That's interesting.
So it's a thought-provoking documentary that I really enjoyed.
I also listened to a Planet Money about this, about art as a commodity product. People will buy art and not even see it and just own it, if only in like the deed to it or whatever, but they never actually see it. It's in some warehouse and they sell it again. But it's a way to like diversify their assets. Sort of.
They were talking about how like it's a real shame that a lot of these paintings will become just in someone's fancy apartment in Shanghai and never be seen again.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of these artists aspire to be in museums, right? So they're deemed like culturally relevant and like maybe in 50 years, 100 years, their painting will be brought back out and like shown to culture. And it's a very like democratic way to experience art.
Yeah.
And then they contrast it with like this lady who runs a gallery and she's all about just like chasing the deals, and it's like, ooh, this one's a good one. It'll be like $30 million easy. And I'm just
God.
Holy shit.
I never realized it was that crazy.
Yeah, like, oh, this guy Jeff Poons, he's like really underrated right now. We're gonna get a bunch of his art and just sell it because like no one. This is like,
oh God,
this has a lot of up potential. I'm like, this is such a
it's like a weird
gross
artificial
way to talk
economy.
about art. Yes.
I want to buy some art.
Yeah,
right.
It's fucked up.
Go to a museum instead.
No,
Go to a
you
museum.
talked about, but like with some of the stuff about like private collections or whatever, like you went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art.
Yeah.
You know about the Barnes Museum that's nearby, where it's like the work in that museum, the value of it, people just say the value is priceless. They usually don't ascribe a number, but I think the actual number is in the billions. Like I think it's like $150 billion or something.
Yeah.
Of art, and it's like because it's all of the. I think it's like all of the original Renoirs and Matisses are there, basically, and it was just some dude's collection.
Yeah.
Because basically, you know,
that's true.
Barnes
It was like one guy, right?
in like the 30s, and he bought all of the Impressionist paintings that existed because he liked them.
Damn.
And everyone thought they were completely shitty because it's like, why do I want to see this blurry picture of a bowl, right? And then, but now that is like one of the most highly concentrated valued museums in the world is the Barnes. It's just like, also that museum is weird because it's all just like insanely cool impressionistic paintings and like hinges from Gates. That was like his other artistic passion. There's a lot of doorknobs and hinges there.
My takeaway from this is I want to be rich enough to buy a genre of art.
Yeah, to buy an entire
buy the genre.
It's like I bought all of the impressionistic paintings.
Yeah.
What? I want all the Judge Judy erotica. I'm going to keep it in a vault. And then upon my death, my estate will be,
donated to
Hillary
Clinton.
What would you God, what would you put in there? Would you put anything into like a safe deposit box to fuck with the benefactors of your estate after you died? Like you put it in now, you would just print out a book of Judge Judy Erotica, never tell anyone about it, and keep it in a safe deposit box for 70 years, and then be like, "Who the fuck was Grandpa?"
They'd be like,
"What the fuck is this?"
They'd be like, "Oh my god, the last remnants of Judge Judy Erotica. This must be worth so much money. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you."
No, actually, Jack, I think they'd just be like, "Yikes."
Yeah.
You know that money vault from DuckTales where it's just like
full of Judge Judy
full of
Erotica?
coins, diving board deep.
Right.
Yeah. Glossy paper with heavy stock.
Only the good shit. Color,
we were talking about
sunlight
shit that's
saving.
valued at priceless.
Right.
You're probably about glossy, heavy stock paper?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
That's a lot of money. Oh.
I think we've...
All right, we're about to lose...
filled up the GoPro.
Oh, well.
Great.
All right, so it came from the internet super quick. There's a YouTube channel called ClickSpring. It's this Australian guy who builds these extremely intricate clocks and mechanisms out of metal. He mills every single piece. So right now he's doing a series where he builds the Antikythera mechanism from this old Greek timepiece. It's like an automated sundial. And he goes back and he's building each individual little piece and putting it together in his metal shop. And it's like this extremely, extremely precise mill work. And he kind of puts it together. Every episode he just sort of discusses the mechanism and makes a little part. So
that's cool.
ClickSpring. It's very relaxing. Super high quality videos.
He's refabricating the...
He's making it from scratch. Like he researched all this documentation about the Antikythera mechanism and the old production techniques, and then he in CAD built a mock-up of what he thought it would look like, and then he's milling each individual metal piece, and like the pieces are like millimeters thick, and he's like mills them on lathes and small metalworking gear, and he puts them together.
That's insane.
Yeah, really cool. ClickSpring.
Yeah, that's like whenever I think of the Antikythera mechanism, because like the idea is that if they had mechanical computers, then it sort of rewrites a lot of what we know about history.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't know how much of a hearsay, old wives' tale rumor this is, but there was always like this weird sort of alt history idea of like rumored that someone off the coast of Brazil found 2 Roman ships of that era.
Right.
And then whenever someone tries to investigate it, the Brazilian Navy shuts down any investigation because it would completely rewrite all the history of who found like the Americas. And like whenever I hear about the Antikythera, I just think of that story because it's so cool, the idea, but it's also like spooky. It's like that island in India that they won't let you near.
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Dave, you're came from the internet. Real quick.
PUBG has a new map out. Vikendi. It's got it's so good.
Yeah, we're basic bitches.
Yo, it is so good. But here's what's great about it. PUBG. It's all about.
Can I dress like Santa?
Yes.
It's back.
Great.
You can do that, but also in this map, they have a real-time footprints thing, like because it's snow.
That's cool.
So you can track people by their footprints.
Oh no,
that's pretty cool.
Vehicles, you leave footprints of vehicle tracks in the snow as you go around that like everyone can see.
That's pretty sick, actually.
Actually, it's awesome.
That's pretty dope.
It's really cool.
That's really cool. And you know
it's
what?
Finally like every time
That's
they make
really
a new
cool.
PUBG map, which is like every 4 months because it takes a long time, they all get better, and this one is the best so far.
Nice. And you know what else is really cool? Subscribing to Blackmail Material whenever your podcasting platform is. Also, we have a YouTube channel. Subscribe and like this video. The first sort of live, not our first live episode, but our first
we gotta track
first
down the
new
live
live
episode.
episode.
Put that onto the channel.
Yeah.
You should do that.
So until next time, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.